Hi, I'm Chase Blair. Welcome to the basement. I have Joseph and Elliot, and today we're going to have some interesting topics. But first, we want to go ahead and introduce our guests here. Say what's up, guys.
Hola.
Hello.
Okay, let's hear about yourselves. What's up with you guys?
My name's Elliot. I don't do anything. I used to do band and track until I dropped out of both.
Nice.
You were in band?
I played the trombone and marching
Trombone,
band.
That's like one of the better instruments.
It is it's the best instrument besides like probably sax or trumpet.
It's much better than both of those.
You don't like the sax, do you, Buster?
No.
You play the sax, that's
It's
why.
a horrible mix between a trumpet and a clarinet. It shouldn't exist.
But
I hate it.
but like the sound of a good sax on a jazz song is fucking.
That's the only like acceptable time is a jazz song. Sometimes.
Or Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd does have some really
that's
good jazz.
almost jazz though.
Dark
Yeah.
Side of the Moon though, and like Us and Them.
That's pretty much a jazz.
It's amazing.
because they're playing in Dorian mode, which is jazz.
I wish I knew what that meant.
Jazz.
It's
Just
dope.
interpret it as jazz.
I love it.
How about you, Joseph?
I'm not up to anything much. Just playing soccer recently.
Just kicking balls.
What are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. We beat Huntington
He
yesterday.
pummeled Graham yesterday. I was at the game watching him. This kid ran up to me, just doof. Kid went flying.
Is Graham that blonde kid?
Yeah.
Oh man, I used to do taekwondo with him.
What belt did you get to, man?
not
I
very
got to
high.
the orange one. I was like, I want the orange
Dude.
belt. It's my favorite color.
I think that's the belt I got.
It's like the third one.
I got to the first one. That was it.
The white belt.
Yeah, white. Or white or yellow.
Yellow's the first one you
White.
get. When you're at white, you like don't deserve color yet.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't deserve color.
It's like the opposite of American society. You start out with white at the bottom.
Well, that's fucked.
And then it's true.
Oh, by the way, we're going to announce our giveaway.
Oh,
winner.
yeah.
We have the names in a box over here.
Wait,
Okay.
y'all having a giveaway?
Clean it.
Yeah. for
What are you giving
publicity's
away?
sake.
Chick-fil-A
$10 at
to the
Chick-fil-A.
Lord's
Yo,
Chicken.
I have a job interview there tomorrow.
gonna work tomorrow?
I used to work there.
Is it nice? Is
Yeah.
it easy? That's the main thing.
Back to the giveaway. It depends. I'll talk about that after the show.
Oh my god.
There's some ups and downs to it. I'll say that.
Everyone that's worked out, they said they hated it.
There's some ups and downs to it.
I'm planning on working as much as I can for a month and then quitting
Why?
to get like a huge surplus of cash,
So you can buy Legos.
so I can that. But also, I want to work as much as possible, hoard as much cash as I possibly can, maybe 2 months, and then just quit.
I think.
What are you looking to buy?
A Lego Death Star. They
What
ain't
is that?
cheap.
Chick-fil-A pays 12 an
No.
hour? 10?
9.
No.
They lie about it because
Oh.
the if you're in high school, you get paid 9, but if you work full time and not go to school, that's the kicker. You could work full time and go to school. Nope.
9.
9.
Target's trying to get like 15, like soon.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Dude, I know next summer I was offered by this dude I know UPS. Dude, you can work at UPS from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m.
We're gonna do that next summer.
and freaking make $15 an hour.
Yeah, next summer.
That would
boys,
suck, though.
We're gonna do that so we can like work all day.
Suck.
We're gonna work from 3 to 9.
Well, 3 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Yeah, we don't
in the
have to deal with other
morning.
people.
Dude,
Deal with people
all you do is
transit to work.
pack trucks, dude.
The only
Great.
people that would
It's
be out are
amazing.
people high on crack.
Well, that's fine.
And
You'd
it's
be
over
driving. You'd be driving. You'd get.
It's over in the middle of nowhere, like over in like Spring Valley area.
Right, Wayne.
It's perfect.
Okay, I'm from Huntington, so
My
I'm
friend
used to
lives there.
like it getting dark and all the meth heads just coming out.
See, here
Like
when I'm done
cockroaches.
editing and I drive home at night, it's dead. Nothing's really going on. Like,
This is his grandparents' house.
yeah.
If like a week
Yeah.
ago at Huntington, like 6 in the morning, a dude got shot 14 times by the police.
Yeah, I bet.
He had
Dude.
a woman held hostage because she tried to leave him, and the cops pull up. They're like, "Drop the gun!" He goes, "Whack," and then they just fucking unloaded
People
on
get
him.
so afraid of like Chicago and Philadelphia and Detroit.
be
They're like,
You'll be fine.
all these places so dangerous. You can't go there. Like you'll get killed. And it's like, have you looked at Huntington? That place is
Mhm.
not great. Anyhow, the giveaway here.
Okay, so I would just want to claim this. If you didn't win, we'll go ahead and put you in for the next giveaway. But we would like another shout out because we want to get our views up because we're going for 100 subs. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please look down below and subscribe. But the winner of the $10 Lord's chicken giveaway. Oh, George, wait. I know he specifically told me today if he didn't win, he'd be upset. So I guess he's not going to be upset. We have
Thanks,
AP.
George. We appreciate it.
Yeah, he's a younger guy. He's one of our younger viewers.
And we hope you
How old
keep
is he?
tuning in.
He's 15, which is younger.
I thought he'd be like 12.
I don't think there's any 12-year-olds to watch. But he's in my AP computer science class. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this away in the trash can because you are now out for next week's thing.
We appreciate it, George.
Thank you. You're a hero.
You don't play basketball, dude.
Dude, we've actually thought about playing video games like
On the podcast?
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Like Black Ops 2 Zombies. Like on the or like maybe some FIFA. I know you like FIFA.
I would come in.
Yeah, I would do terrible. I'd play as freaking Arsenal and be Metasacker.
If y'all played Minecraft on the podcast,
Oh,
oh my
dude.
We
god.
wouldn't talk though. We'd be too focused.
Or Dungeons and Dragons, dude.
That'd
Playing like
be
the
interesting.
tabletop
board.
Dungeons and Dragons.
But
That'd be kinda
Then
cool.
you'd just be kind of focused on that instead of the actual.
Y'all ever
podcast.
played Dungeons and Dragons?
Ugh.
I played it once or twice. Well, I played a few campaigns. People don't focus for shit.
Well, they're supposed to. See, if I was, I'd buy into it. But that's really something. Because like, you got your people who, play it straight. They say, yes, this is a human. He's just he's a peasant who sort of he decided didn't want to be a peasant anymore, so he took up some fighting. And then you have the other side who says, yeah, my character, he's a half elf, used to be a female. His whole family's dead. He's a rich boy. He's real moody, and you don't want to mess with him.
Yeah, man, my character is
And
like
he wears lipstick and he has a tail.
my character was like a I think he was just a human, but he hated all orcs and goblins. You can make your dude racist.
Racist, yeah.
Yeah, so I made it. His backstory was his whole village was burned down and killed by orcs and goblins, and he was the only one who escaped. So like, I was like, this is a cool backstory. Then when I'm playing, they're like, you have to be racist. I was like, what? They're like, if you encounter an orc, you have to be racist.
Yeah.
To him. It's crazy.
You got to be consistent.
You know what's inconsistent?
What is it?
What the government's telling us about Area 51 and different stuff. Actually, it's pretty consistent. It's pretty like there's
It's
nothing.
Pretty consistently, there's nothing.
It's
Not
nothing.
even stuff that you
Yeah.
might suspect should be there. There's nothing.
And you know what's not going to cut it? 75 people. 75 people isn't going to cut it. We need 2 million. Like the amount of people who signed up on Facebook. Is the Ark of the Covenant hidden? Did the Nazis get it from Mount Nebu in Jordan? Take it. Then the U.S. government took it back, and instead of taking it back to Mount Nebu, they take it to Area 51.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no.
That is very far fetched.
When the Nazis did try to get in the mountain, because I watched a documentary on it, it like flooded and killed a lot of them. Like several different times, it just flooded and drowned a lot of them.
That's kind of crazy. Like every time someone tries to mess with something that's like
They just die.
some religious artifact, they instantly regret it.
God smites them, dude.
Dude, it's like that. It's like that thing in like.
He does.
It's
Smites
like
'em.
that thing in like Beckley, like a church. Someone like set a
Bibles
church
were
on.
left.
Someone set a church on like fire. All the crosses and Bibles were completely fine.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
nothing, no harm to them at all. He's
I think
just
that's
like
just one of those things.
every time something happens to him, they either die because God's like, nah, dude, or some people say coincidence. Some people say that
Yeah, that's the problem. Because
that's the problem
you
with
put me between a rock and a hard place with that one. 'Cause it's like
Buster's got the he's a atheist with doubt.
I'm sort
well,
of
I wouldn't say with doubt.
Well, you're like, yeah, I don't think anything.
Atheism is doubt.
You're like, I don't think religion is real, but if I go to hell, that sucks too.
Well, here's the thing about hell.
It would suck.
But all the good, like
fucking
half of all the good people are going there though.
Oh yeah.
Rock and roll's the devil's music.
Said all the
That's not really
old people
true,
that
though.
didn't like it.
Roger Waters from Pink Floyd. He's a secularist. We could be jamming with Roger Waters in hell.
Yeah, but like,
You have Pink Floyd live from Pompeii. Just wait. Pink Floyd live from hell.
have you like looked into what depictions of hell are in the Bible?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's
pretty
fucking
messed up.
Rolling a rock up a hill, and then once you get there, they just roll it back down. And you do it again forever. That's the thing that gets me. No end.
No, that's
No
a scary thought.
end. Just pure pain for
But here's
eternity.
the thing: with all that task, you'd become
Ripped as
at
hell.
peace. You'd become at peace.
You'd get runner's high too every time from. You'd start liking it, and like once you get ripped as
Exactly,
hell
you'd
after
start
like
liking
3
it.
centuries, you'd be like,
Eventually, you'd come to peace and say, "This is how it's supposed to be." If I wasn't supposed to be doing this for so long, I wouldn't be, but I'm supposed to be. Whenever you get locked in something, so it's almost like Stockholm syndrome. It's like this is okay. You almost find it meditative after a while.
yeah, but I think after like,
Yeah, but the first
like-
month would suck
the
so
first,
much
like-
balls.
but like the month to us is like 200 years to them.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time doesn't matter in eternity. Time doesn't matter. It's like infinity.
But like,
Plus 1 equals plus 1,000 in infinity. It doesn't matter.
I don't like
really.
infinites.
me neither, man. It freaks me out.
I don't like. I just don't think about them. I never have. Even when I was a young kid and we'd talk about like Christianity and stuff, and they talk about an infinite, I would just not think about it, or I would literally become physically sick.
Why?
I don't know. It's just that's
Too
the
much?
thought of it.
I get like nauseous
It's
thinking
yeah,
about it.
I get so nauseous and
Freaks me out.
dizzy and I don't know. I just don't talk about it. I literally would. I remember I was like probably 8, and I'd like pray not to think about it.
I remember when I was
like,
8,
It's scary.
I had my first panic attack in church. I went to St. Joseph. I was not Catholic, but they still made me go to mass. I'm sitting there. The dude's like, if you die and you don't repent and all that, you're going to hell, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. What if we die and it's just nothing? And it freaked me out. I closed my eyes. I was like, this forever. I'm just gone.
Well,
It like,
here's the thing that's
Start
nice
crying.
is it's not like this. It's not like having your eyes shut.
it's
want you to
nothing. It's
take
like
a
being
second.
asleep.
Just take a second. Do you remember what everything was like before you were born? No. That's exactly how it's like after.
That's the argument that
Is it?
It's all fine. It's all fine and dandy. Once you're done, you step off.
How do we know
no
something?
more. You don't
Nothing
worry
was
about it.
before that though.
Well, it doesn't matter to you. It's
Yeah.
irrelevant.
like Hunter
is
Rauch
relevant,
said,
right?
man, there was a time before me when I did not exist, and there will be a time after me when I did not exist.
The thing is, you've
Doesn't matter.
always kind of existed, and you've always kind of not existed. You're just a happening of things coming together just for a while,
Yeah.
and they just kind of fall apart again.
That's the argument for like reincarnation is because like our energy, our like being, our atoms, whatever, has to come from somewhere.
Well, the thing is, with reincarnation, I would agree that you just sort of disassemble. Death
And
is
then
not-
reassemble into something else.
Yeah, but I don't think that like your soul and your consciousness moves on to a different life. It's like
I
once
wouldn't
your
think.
consciousness is done, it's done, and you're.
I think
all
your
good.
soul would move to a different life. The thing about reincarnation is like, even if you die and your consciousness doesn't move, it doesn't matter because you just wake up as something else and like you don't even think about it. Like I could die, be reincarnated as like an ant. I wouldn't have any thoughts of reincarnation. I'd just be like, I'm an ant. You wouldn't even think. You just do.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
It's a really weird thought.
As far as the soul goes, I don't think it's this divine thing. I think the soul is just electricity. It's energy. It's just firing synapses in your head. That's all.
That's what I think
happen.
too, man.
What
'cause
if like all the blades of grass on Earth were just like dead people?
Yeah,
into, like, a new-
I've talked about this before. Someone was trying to argue that like, is it wrong to mow grass? 'Cause it
They have sentience.
and I'm like,
Did you talk to Andy about that?
I may have been.
Because Andy talked about
Because
grass having sentience
I
and then like
argued that-
humans having sentience.
I argued that grass could potentially. We were talking about abortion.
Yeah.
And we said that somebody said abortion's wrong because the fetuses have potential to be conscious, and I said, well, everything does.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Somehow, sometime, I could make grass conscious. How? I don't know. Am I going to? Hell no.
You make it conscious. You get like a mouth, and every time you go to mow the lawn, they're like, "Please, ma'am, please don't do this." You just yeet.
Oh, kill Kurt Cobain. Oh, killed Thomas Jefferson. Oh, killed Abraham.
Nah, I bet it'd be like all the assholes of the world. Cause like,
They get made in grass.
yeah, like reincarnation. When you're divine, you like don't reincarnate. You like reach enlightenment.
So it's like what is it like the voodoo stuff, like what is it?
you talking about?
Like the reincarnation stuff. That's like voodoo and all that.
Hindu.
It's Buddhist and
Buddhist.
Yeah,
Hindu.
but that's voodoo as well.
I don't think.
I don't know anything about
The
Voodoo.
voodoo dolls and all that.
That's not reincarnation.
Voodoo
Is that
dolls
not
are
re-
like-
Is that not I thought it was. I don't know why.
Voodoo dolls is like remote torture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like it's something. There's something. What is that What is that like related to though? Like
Voodoo dolls are a crazy concept. People were like, "Hey man, if I make this look like you, get a little bit of your hair, surround it with stuff you like, I can just torture you from wherever I am."
Imagine believing that. Like, you gotta be nuts.
You gotta be like on meth.
You know, whenever you see somebody with a voodoo doll and like a gallon of gasoline and a match, you're like, something wrong with that guy.
okay,
They're probably
this
huffing the gasoline.
this is kind of interesting. Reincarnation was not really used until around 1880. And then all of a sudden it had a huge spike, and then it kind of dropped towards like Great Depression era, and then it spiked again, and it continued to grow since about 2000, or since the Great Depression. It's kind of interesting. I wonder why.
It probably went up a lot in the 60s and 70s because of,
It was kind of steady.
really.
Yeah. Yeah, it talks about Hindu, right? I knew it was Hindu and like voodoo type stuff.
Do you guys know who
Or
Baba Ram
not
Das is?
voodoo, Buddhism.
No.
He's this guy. He was one of the first chemists that synthesized
I
psilocybin
don't know why.
from
so
magic mushrooms.
Okay.
voodoo.
And he has this book called Be Here Now, and it talks about how he went from being this chemist who lived in like a big city, he started taking psilocybin, moved to India, and brought a lot of it with him, and then started meditating, and slowly but surely he became a Buddhist monk.
Yeah.
And like he changed his name to Baba Ram Das. He dresses in like the monk attire and does lectures and stuff. He's
Is he still
fascinating
around?
look. Yeah, I think so. I think he's still alive.
Good for him. Yeah, you can tell people that really hammer down on the psychedelics, they seem to be happier. They seem to be at peace a lot more than other people.
Unless they have like a
Especially
really-
like the microdosers. I
Yeah.
feel like the microdosers are the happiest of them all.
I think it's a stupid argument that some people are like, like LSD hurts people with schizophrenia. And it's like, no, schizophrenia is the affliction, not the drugs they're putting into their
Yeah.
body.
LSD can like trigger schizophrenia though.
And it can treat it too.
Yeah, it can treat so many things.
I probably wouldn't do a lot of drugs. Like, don't they raise your dopamine level by like crazy? Because
Depends on
that's
the drug.
that's the problem with schizophrenia. You need to lower your dopamine,
Yeah, it
not
depends
raise
on
it
the
even
drug.
more.
It depends on the drug.
A lot of drugs like LSD and Molly, they go to like the serotonin, not the dopamine, and they
Yeah.
attach the serotonin the same way.
Really?
They do
That's
this
why
a
it
similar
makes you
thing, yeah.
happier, because as a whole, dopamine provides you with a short-term increase.
Mm-hmm. So do
Dopamine is like pure pleasure. It's like
Yeah.
eating a cheeseburger. Serotonin is your will,
Your
the
ha-
basis of your will
yeah.
to live.
it,
LSD makes you want to live more.
so LSD is serotonin.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
it's not no, it reacts similar to serotonin, but with little differences. That's why you see different things. That's why you trip out. It doesn't react the exact same as serotonin, but very similar.
Acts the same.
Just some different
does?
neurotransmitters and
Yeah.
what I wonder if what drugs are like what's the meth one?
The meth
Yeah,
one?
there's a meth neurotransmitter. It's the fight or flight response. One.
Methylphenidate. Like, are you talking about what
That's
drug
relevant.
triggers?
No,
It starts
fight or
with an
flight?
N.
What
An
meth-
N?
Yeah,
Norepinephrine.
norepinephrine. Is that how you say it?
Norepinephrine.
Is that in any drugs other than meth?
Is norepinephrine?
Just straight
Is that,
adrenaline.
is that the one? Is that the runner side, the norepinephrine? All opiates are norepinephrine, I think.
Oh, really?
So your heroines, I think morphine, because
Yeah.
the way norepinephrine works is that it makes your pain just because you need to be focused. That's the point.
Yeah,
of it.
man. Like,
But whenever you use meth to make that happen, you start relying on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of these opiate drugs, they start out with norepinephrine because you're tricking your body into getting rid of the pain for a while, and then you start to depend on it because it's like so different. It's such a higher state of bodily comfort.
So that's the difference between like the like psychedelics, marijuana, and then hardcore drugs
That's
is
what
that they're
they-
so
that's
much
how they
more
classify
addictive.
them.
They're so much more addictive because they're much more dependent on the adrenaline. The adrenaline. Sorry.
well, the other thing is
No.
the come down, the dope sickness. With marijuana, with all those things, you don't get dope sick. If you like take some Xans and start getting hooked,
Mhm.
you get off them, you will feel like you have the flu, and it will be awful, and you'll be scratching and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Shoot.
But yeah, drugs are bad.
You breaking the equipment blower.
There's like a piece of hair in here. How the heck that get in there?
ASMR.
I had like a whatever it's called, neuronephrine, whatever you said, because he was there. I accidentally gashed my hand sharpening a knife, and it was bad. It was like probably 3 inches long, right here, and I felt almost no pain. I just was like, okay, I gotta get this fixed. I gotta do whatever I can to stop this.
Yeah.
And it didn't hurt until like the next day. Like it was sore and stuff, and like I stabbed myself by accident too, and like the blood it had a blood vessel, so it was like splouting or a capillary or whatever. And instead of being like, oh, I'm in so much pain, I grabbed like a belt, tied it around my arm, and I was just completely focused on like stopping the bleeding. Went to the ER. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why it makes you so nuts.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like nothing's gonna stop me. I'm on top of the world. You can't affect me.
Yeah.
You know, you think you have all this power because you feel like you do, but you don't. And that's how people on meth and heroin die.
Yeah.
Doing backflips.
Yeah, you see that? Or like the guy on PCP who like in Miami ate that dude's face.
PCP is insane.
They shot him. They walked up to him. They're like, stop. He looked at him. He just growled. And they shoot him 3 times in the chest. He gets up off the dude that he's eating the face up and starts walking to the cops. They had to shoot him like in the head like 3 times to put him down.
That's like freaking.
insane.
You know Steve-O?
Yeah.
You know? Have you seen the videos of him doing PCP?
No.
There's videos of him doing it. He's just like, like freaking spazzing out. He's like, and like he's like jacked up.
I forget if he was on PCP or ketamine in a video I saw, but he goes like, now there's a 6th dimension in which we can see all the atoms and the molecules. He just was completely out of his mind.
That's weird. There's like a line with drugs where productivity, because like with LSD and like even like alcohol, caffeine, all these types of drugs, you could be like, these help productivity and they make you happier and all this. And then you have the other side of drugs like PCP, ketamine, and
Crystal
crocodile,
meth,
and
crocodile.
Oh my gosh, dude.
This stuff
Context
is
on crocodile in
bad
7th
news.
grade.
In 7th grade, you know why they made us do crocodile? To scare us from doing like anything with drugs. They were like, oh, we'll just have them all do crocodile and
The worst.
heroin.
I think that
Around here, people are like, heroin's the worst drug you can do, and crocodile is like, if
That's
heroin is
unheard of.
God, crocodile is like Satan, man.
Yeah.
Because what they were trying to do is replicate that chemical makeup, but instead it's like a cocktail of like cough syrups and stuff and like probably laundry detergent. Because I think it's like all those Slavic
Drano.
countries where they're super poor.
it is. It's like South Africa.
And they're
Or South America, not South Africa.
And I think they
I
do
think
it
it's
like
in Russia,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to replicate heroin, but it's like wrong.
In
They
South-
messed it up.
In South Africa, they
Hate
try to
that
do
so much. I'm gonna bite
quaaludes,
it up.
which if you don't know what those are,
Oh yeah, quaaludes.
the methaqualone says you can't sell it anywhere but there. They make it themselves, and they make diphenhydramine and methaqualone, crush it up and smoke it out of glass bottles. And they literally say like when you're on it, you fall asleep standing up. Like you just smoke it, get high, and then you're just gone. And they like are all dying from it.
That's horrible. Dude.
Yeah.
Drugs are an interesting concept because there are something with some of them have such high risks, but the thing they can how they change your reality and your perception
That's bad.
is it's interesting. I think everyone should look into it. I've never personally done anything, but I'm
Curious
interested.
in it,
I'm curious
not
because
even curious. Like I'm not curious in like taking crocodile, but I
But
want
it's
to know what
interesting.
compels these people to take it.
yeah, and like just
like-
because people automatically assume like if you want to talk about it and research
You
about
wanna
it,
do
you
it.
want to do it. Like that's so wrong. That's
That is
stupid.
wrong.
That's ignorant because like these I mean people can see people like this Rick and Morty poster up here. Let's take a look at that. Like what if I was doing straight DMT and then Rick and Morty just jump out of the poster and like are talking to me? Like I want to know about people who are able to see stuff like this.
On DMT, people oftentimes
I see
say
geometric shapes. and God.
Well, aliens is
I
another
see
thing.
God and aliens. yeah.
Terrence McKenna has
Crazy.
a thing about how he said a lot of people that do DMT and talk to him about it say they just appear with this like entity, this being. They don't know what it is. It's like an alien or something, and that it's pissed off. It's like, how did you get here? What are you? Where'd you come from? And then since DMT lasts so short, they're just gone.
Something
vanished.
stupid about DMT is that it's I think it's Schedule 1, right?
Yeah.
Schedule 1 drug.
I think so. I don't know.
The stuff is already in your brain. It's already there. It's part of you. You're going to outlaw something that's part of you? Are you stupid? That's stupid. Like, come on. It's
in
part of
cow
your chemical
brains too,
makeup.
man.
It's natural.
Yeah, we shouldn't. I don't think we should persuade people to do it, but I certainly don't think we should stop people from doing it. You know,
Legalize
we have
all drugs.
Yeah.
yeah.
For the
We're
third time on this show,
Legalize all drugs.
legalize every single
Yeah.
drug out there.
and the only excuse I've found is, what if they drive like this?
Yeah.
Isn't there a way?
Yeah.
We need a way to like, and that's the only excuse
Here's
I've
the
found.
thing. If
That's
you're
the only
driving-
excuse.
If you're driving high on LSD and you get to a car wreck, well, you get in trouble for the car wreck. If you're driving not high on LSD and you get into a car wreck, guess what happens? You're going to get in trouble for the car wreck.
But like, I feel like if you legalize everything, one thing that would be the thing is like, okay, I'm gonna go to this store and buy it instead of some dude.
Be safer.
You'd get people would get like, you know, all that they need beforehand. I feel like.
And hear me out. I know this sounds bad, but if you could buy heroin at the drugstore, you wouldn't have all these people trying to make crocodile. You know,
Or
you
mixing
wouldn't
with
see
fentanyl.
people with their skin on their arms falling off,
And
Isn't-
they
their throats burning out.
and they wonder why people who start with marijuana all of a sudden become heroin addicts. It's because they're buying it from the same person.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a gateway
Mm.
drug. It's a gateway.
It's a
Person.
gateway into that culture and into that the group. Not really.
It's not the drug.
It's
that
not the
does it.
drug. It's who he's
the
buying it
culture.
from, where he's
Yeah,
going
it's the culture.
to get it. You know, if we, I don't, and if we legalized it, all the cartels would fail.
Right.
Without America, they would fail.
You know how you stop Texas politicians from being beheaded by the cartel? You stop making what the cartel is selling worth anything.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we would make
Sell drugs
so
in a drug-
much. Our economy would.
Sell drugs in a
Freaking
drugstore. If
skyrocket.
you go to Walgreens, and they probably wouldn't. So it's a little much.
It's
They
a
probably
little
wouldn't sell
much.
it at Walmart and Walgreens, but I'm sure.
Have you ever seen the movie
stores-
Layer Cake? It's about a British cocaine dealer. There's a scene in it where he's walking through the drugstore and he's talking about like, I'm just supplying what you need till prohibition's over, and everything in the drugstore is like his perception on how it should be. It's like cocaine, heroin, LSD. It's like on the shelves of the store, and then it just switches over to like all the antibiotics and opioids they already sell and all this crazy stuff. And it's a really interesting scene because it's like, you know, in 200 years, I bet that's what drugstores will look like.
I hope it's in the next 20.
What?
These cartels, they make their money off of exploiting people off of illegal drugs.
Mhm.
Make them legal, the cartel dies.
And
Well, they sell people too. Human
we can
trafficking,
handle that.
selling guns, selling explosives.
we make them poor. We
Well,
could
you can
handle
buy
the
drugs and
trafficking pretty
explosives
easily.
as is.
Yeah.
Explosives is.
If they had no money, they couldn't buy them.
But you
Oh,
can't buy them from the cartel if you don't have any money either. Illegal
Mm.
goods cost more than legal goods.
Yeah. Because they're illegal.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Joseph, what do you think? What do you think about all this?
What do you mean?
What do you think about legalizing drugs? I think it's I think we should fade into it
No.
slowly. I think we should start one at a time, just bang, bang, bang. I think they're starting to Colorado's trying to do legalize shrooms now.
I think they did,
Yeah, I
didn't
saw
they?
that.
Did they?
What city did it? Or they tried to. It might have been Oakland, California tried to as well.
There's also that place in Colorado where you can walk around topless as a female now.
Yeah.
Usually, what about a male? You
Co-
can't walk around topless as a male?
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, you can. You can walk
That's messed
either
up,
way.
man.
So you can now in
How much
I think it's
both?
Colorado Springs.
I don't care if you have your shirt off. Doesn't
I
matter.
don't.
Listen, there's
I don't care.
there's girls with their tops off smoking marijuana in Colorado
I
now.
don't care.
20 years ago, they would have been like, "What are you talking
They would have been
about?"
beaten by the police. The police would have pulled up on them.
Have you guys seen the videos of the police like 2019, like I'm talking September 2019, of how those police treat those Hong Kong protesters.
Oh my
dude.
God.
With like all the tear gas.
They have
and
like
stuff.
umbrellas
That's
versus like
bad.
baton.
messed up.
This is where capitalism needs to come into play. We need to get some good ass arms dealers into Hong Kong
Yeah.
selling Kalashnikov rifles,
The
man.
protesters found a way to like neutralize their tear gas with like liquid nitrogen. They
Good.
just like put it all out.
Should get tennis rackets. Just return it.
Let Hong Kong stay Hong Kong.
Yeah.
It should be the other way around. It should be the government protecting themselves from, or protecting the government from the people.
No, nobody should have to protect anyone from anyone.
Well, dude,
Yeah.
the government
Government
should be
should be
afraid of the people.
Irrelevant.
The government should be afraid of the people.
I think
No,
the
the
people should
government
be the
should answer
government,
it.
man.
Because when the government is afraid of the people, it's
You don't want
liberty.
You don't want to rule anything with fear.
Yeah.
No,
Nothing should
I'm
be
saying,
governed by
I'm
fear.
saying that the
Fear and
people.
Violence, that'd be good for everybody.
So, in government, you have in America, you have checks and balances. So each branch is effectively
You notice who they
equal.
don't check to? The people.
exactly. I think the people should be ahead of all of them. Then you have
Yeah.
your legislature, your executive, and your judicial. The people are ahead of all three. Then they have equal power. The people should always come first, as a whole,
Yeah.
How
because
does that work though? Like,
So, like I was quoting earlier, my favorite political quote of all time, Thomas Jefferson. When the government is afraid of the people, it is liberty, and when the people are afraid of the government, it is tyranny. So, if number one, the people should have control of their own lives, their day-to-day lives. So like in Hong Kong, this beating for democracy and trying to express their political views is stupid. And I know here, luckily, we could do that, kind of. I mean,
Kind of. Hell yeah, we can do that.
kind of. If you're on 50% of the time, 50% of people would be fine with it, and the other
Sometimes
50%
you can,
would
but
be.
It's not the government's fault.
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
government's fault. It's
Everybody
the
else's fault.
it's the people's fault. Because we're so divided right now. But the government's honestly doing not the greatest job of helping that either.
No.
Our president is not doing the greatest job of helping that
Yeah.
either. But I think the people should always have more power, and they shouldn't be afraid of the government. And I think right now, the people are afraid of the government.
I think right
I'll
now.
tell you this: I am terrified by the government.
Oh yeah.
I fear what the government can do to me far more
I'm
than
not.
what a terrorist can do to me.
Worst comes to worst, I'm just
Like the FEMA camp.
imprisoned. Like, I'd just kill myself if I got like sent to prison.
I don't want to kill myself.
Yeah, me neither. But like, it's not like they're gonna have us in a back room like in Russia, ripping our fingernails off piece by piece or
They
waterboarding
do,
us.
though.
To like terrorists, like people that commit like
They've
mass.
done it to people who they thought were terrorists and then weren't.
Oh yeah, but I don't think they're gonna think I'm a terrorist.
Hopefully not. Right? That's what you hope.
I
That's a
think
very good
you
point.
don't know though, so that's why you get scared.
Sometimes they think you,
Plus, they come to my house
listen,
and take me, man.
You're a drug dealer. You open your door. I think you have a gun in your hand. I shoot you in the head.
You see where they
No
shot that guy in
way.
his living room? They shot an unarmed, innocent black man in his own living
I
room.
bet they did.
And
Messed up.
the female cop who did it was like, it was fear, not hate. I thought he was breaking into that home. Motherfucker's like sitting in boxers watching, some sitcom. This bitch comes in like, on the ground, on the ground. He's like, get the hell out of my, bang, bang, bang. They shot him twice in the chest and killed him in
That's
his
horrible.
own living room. She
Dude,
should go in jail.
we should all just stop paying taxes and be like,
We should.
and just be like, nah.
What are they gonna do if we all stop paying taxes?
We all go
Nothing, but
John
you can't- You
McAfee.
can't convince people to stop paying
I love John
taxes.
McAfee.
He's
You do? Dude, you know what's up, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
God,
John
he's a-
McAfee for president.
I really want him to win, but
I'm
then he
voting
like
for him.
He's from the UK too. He was born in the UK.
he was born in like London, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't care.
You're still on the run.
He is
He's
no
in
longer on the run.
Belize.
He smuggled a phone into his jail cell, and he said by simple sleight of hand, not like keystering it. They're like, "How'd you get in there?" He's just like simple sleight of hand.
Wait, so
man.
he's in jail now?
He got okay. So
wasn't he in Dubai like 3 weeks ago?
yeah, he got put in prison in some South American country. He was on the run because he murdered that.
Yeah, he
dude.
murdered the
He
guy
murdered that guy with a machine gun, and then they went after him.
because he
They-
killed his
They
dog.
found him, him and his wife, in a yacht with hundreds of guns and ammo. And he posted a
'Cause they were
picture like a
posting on
day
Twitter.
before. He was like, him and his wife chilling on his yacht with like huge guns. They're like AK-47s and AR-15s. He was like, "Yeah, we're doing fine. Going dark for a little while." Gets arrested. Smuggles a phone into the jail. Gets out in like 3 days.
Yeah.
He's like fine now.
That's dope.
But I don't think they're gonna.
He's pretty much a godfather down there. He has so much money and political control. He's basically a godfather down there.
Yeah.
He controls a lot of what's going on. But
How much
I
is it
love him.
worth?
I love him to bits.
He's worth a lot.
Worth a lot. And
You know McAfee Security Software?
Yeah.
Little
That's
John
him.
McAfee.
Yeah.
He went to
He did
he went to the
DMT.
same college as my mom.
Yeah.
he did a lot of it. He did. Have you seen the thing where he did? I don't know how you do DMT. I think you can snort it, can't you?
I
You
think
can
a lot of
snort
people
you can
smoke it.
He did a
It's
line
like
of it
3.
and then decided it wasn't enough and did the whole bag. And they found him like 2 weeks later tripping behind a dumpster.
I know what you can do. I think
Freebase it.
usually whenever you extract it, it comes out in like crystal form and you mash it up. But from that point, I think you can make it liquid maybe. You can snort it. You can do anything with
100
it.
million.
Man, we got so off topic.
It says 100 million, but I think it's wrong.
100 million.
That's a good bit of money, man.
Yeah, but I think it's
100
wrong.
million. That's a good chunk
he
of
doesn't
change.
pay his taxes. We don't know his income. We don't know how much money he has.
It's true.
He's not.
Yeah, I don't think he's
finances
gonna get
aren't
elected.
sure.
How much he has? It's like all of his assets combined, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh.
we don't know.
Speaking of which, I got a $100,000 scholarship from his college today. They just sent me in the mail. Hey, we're giving you $100,000 if you come, but it costs $60,000 a year. So,
Oh yeah.
What college is it, man?
Roanoke College in Virginia.
You should.
That's where my mom
It's 'cause
went.
it's a legacy scholarship probably.
$100,000
Well,
though.
it's-
Think about that. You could pile on more scholarships, man.
Yeah. If I went there, I'd probably either do computer science or they have like a thing with Virginia Tech. So you can do an engineering degree from Virginia Tech, but also get a physics degree or math degree. But I'd probably do physics from Roanoke. And I wonder if you could do computer science instead of physics at Roanoke. But dude, if I graduated with computer science from Roanoke, that's where John McAfee graduated with computer science. So maybe I could get some inside knowledge.
Man, we got so off topic.
Yeah, we did.
51. They're hiding something. They're always hiding something. The government sucks, and I hate them.
Okay, what's the next topic?
Oh
Dude.
yeah. Okay, we're gonna talk about some movies.
Awesome. And then we'll lead into our top 10. Does that sound good with everybody?
Well, we gotta talk about.
We have some time.
Weather control.
We have
Oh,
plenty
yeah.
of time. Can we go past 9?
I want to start the top 10 at 8:40 so it can be done at 9:10. Because I have to be home at 9:30. That's why I was like, hey, let's get here at 7. Because I gotta be home at 9:30. My parents got strict. I was out late one time and I had like a anxiety attack.
Okay.
I had like an anxiety attack for some reason, and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna come home earlier now."
The only time I've ever really had an anxiety attack is when somebody was talking about something that was just their perception of it was so fundamentally wrong, and what they were doing was like disgusting. And I mean, not like physically disgusting. They weren't like picking their nose, but it was like morally upsetting. The fact that they thought what they did was okay and they misperceived the events going on. And it wasn't, I wouldn't really call it an anxiety attack. I just wanted them to shut up and stop talking. And I started like, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna out some.
I had an
Thanks for
anxiety
cleaning up the
attack.
set, Blower.
You ever seen Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
I had anxiety. I watched it when I was like 7, and I had probably the worst panic attack of my life. And the D-Day scene, this guy's got like his guts hanging out, guy's picking up his arm, and I was like freaking out. I was like head under the blanket, like crying. It was terrible.
Here is a movie that I saw in theaters Monday night that you could have an anxiety attack from, and I'm sure a lot of people have. A lot of people think it's the scariest movie ever made. Down at I think it's Kiowa Theaters. Every Halloween season they show old horror movies, like all the classics. The first one they saw this year was The Shining.
I like that movie a
I
lot.
It's
love
amazing.
This
It's
movie.
a great movie.
And on the big screen, whenever I've watched it on the little screen so much, on TVs so much, that it doesn't really get to me anymore. I saw it on the big screen again.
What?
It got me.
The sound, that's what I think would get. Not the
Yes.
screen, but the speakers in the theater because it uses such
It's like you're
ominous
you're
sounds.
drowning in.
I think my sound cut out on my headphones.
Yeah, just play it a little bit.
These headphones suck, dude.
Oh, they're the worst.
It's
Okay,
like you're
they're
drowning,
working now,
man.
but my volume's so low that I could barely hear. But I can hear you guys like out of the headphones, just not in the headphones.
Hang on.
That's a little bit.
Anyway, the Shining
Okay,
Man.
yep.
What a good movie.
It's on my top 10.
It's on my top 10.
Not top 10
Can you
too.
hear?
Hello. Yep.
Okay, good.
But what's your favorite genre of movies?
No, the way we go about that's wrong. Genres
Like
of movies
genres?
don't. The way we do genres of music is like the style. The way we do genres of movies
Is
is
the
like
plot.
story.
Yeah.
Really, it's the style that determines the movies that I like more than anything else, not necessarily the genre. Like, yes, I like sci-fi movies, but that's not. I don't like every sci-fi movie. Some
Mhm.
sci-fi movies are made like drama
Bad.
movies. Yeah, some.
Or like action, like Terminator. That's a sci-fi movie, but I mean it's 100% an action movie.
Yeah, the first one could even be a horror movie.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's just one of those things, but you can tell that James Cameron directed that movie. It's the style that defines his movies, not necessarily the plot of that movie. And it's the same thing with like Stanley Kubrick, who did The Shining and Full Metal Jacket.
Don't forget the
Oh,
moon landing.
Clockwork Orange.
Dude, Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah,
I need
talk
to.
about
He did
that.
the moon landing.
You're right. We're gonna talk about that, but yeah, it's you can tell the directors do it. Like Alfred Hitchcock, yes, he was the master of suspense, but that was more directly related to his style than just the plots of his movies.
I think instead of doing genre, doing it by director, I think that'd be a better way to do it.
that's
Because
more
like
accurate.
Quentin Tarantino movies, you could classify, Reservoir Dogs as an action movie
or a crime.
or a crime, but
movie.
it's unlike any.
Right.
It's a crime movie where they don't show the heist. It's a heist movie
And you
without
could-
the heist,
like
man.
The Hateful Eight's a drama movie,
Yeah.
probably. Django's probably an action movie. Inglourious Bastards is probably
Action.
a drama
You-
action.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
guess what? That doesn't matter. The fact that it's Quentin Tarantino is what sells it.
Yeah, I'd say all those movies are.
It's the style behind
They
it.
feel like the
It's-
same
It's
genre.
the oversight behind it.
He's making a Star Trek movie, or at least he wants to.
Quentin Tarantino?
He said he wouldn't do it for his 10th film. He'd do it as like a side project, but he really wants to direct Star Trek.
That's funny.
It's pretty cool.
It is funny. Could you imagine them like, beam me up, motherfucker? And, like just
I doubt he would do that though. I think Quentin Tarantino would have more respect for the way Star Trek is.
I think he'd make it his own.
Think so?
Do you think the Star Wars sequels would be better with Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not sure.
Dude, they're-
His
would
take
be-
on laser guns would just be awesome. Because his take on he makes real guns look bitchin'. He makes them look awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine laser guns
Some
or
good action.
lightsabers, dude.
And he gets so triggered when people talk about how his actions, like, they're talking about
It's
his action like
realistic.
this. Yeah, and they're
That
like,
amount of blood is
you're making
really what
children
happens."
angry and people violent. And he gets like, no. And he, like, gets mad at, like, interviewers. I've seen
because
some videos.
interviewers are
They're
stupid.
You see him
stupid. I
slap the
hate
cameraman?
media.
Yeah.
He went to get a Starbucks. He comes out and the guy's like, hey. He's like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Probably says it 15 times. He walks up to him and he slaps the camera. And the
Good.
guy's like, hit me. He's like, you know what, motherfucker? I wish I could, but I can't because you're filming. If I wasn't, I'd be whooping your ass right now. And he just walks off. It's amazing, man.
Yeah.
His wife is so hot.
I
He's
don't-
like
I don't
so
know who.
not good looking. He's bald and long hair, but bald on the top
Yeah,
now.
but you know how he does it? He's Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, and he's worth a lot of money.
That's true.
He's got a lot of bank.
Yeah.
Do you like Frank Darabont?
Yeah.
He was in.
But his best movie is not Shawshank.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Who
It
is?
is. It's not
Frank
the. It's
Darabont?
not the.
Frank Darabont is like
Who's he playing in Shawshank?
he doesn't play. He's the director.
He's the director.
Frank
Is it-
Darabont is a director mostly of Stephen King adaptations, like
So The
Mist,
Mist,
The Green Mile, I think.
The Green Mile,
Yeah, he did Shawshank.
Shawshank's
have a
Stephen King.
Do you guys have a
he was involved
Snapchat
with The
for the
Walking
Basement
Dead.
podcast?
No, but we need to make one.
Someone shouted me out on something. because a bunch of Cowboy Midland people have been adding me. I thought it was you guys.
Really?
I'm sketched.
It wasn't me, but you'll
I've
you'll
told
be
people about
shouted
you.
out by the Instagram here soon.
But it's all by mention. It's like added by mention, by mention, by mention. Like, what the heck?
Someone mentioned you.
Someone mentioned me, man.
That's a little bit weird.
That is weird.
Dude, Frank Darabont, he's a freaking good director. I love a lot of his movies. My favorite movie of all time is Frank Darabont.
See, I think The Mist is way better than your favorite movie.
Dude,
of all time.
Shawshank. Dude, have you seen
The
Shawshank? right?
Mist?
Of course. Yeah.
Which one?
The,
New one?
the Frank Darabont one with Thomas Jane.
Dude,
I thought you meant the new one.
you
Like on TV?
Yeah, like the
No,
the
not
one where they get stuck in the like supermarket. They have the really shitty They have the really shitty like special effects.
I
Of the
think,
chemicals.
I think we're talking about the
We might be
movie.
talking about.
yeah.
I think we're talking about the good movie, The Mist.
I think it's a good movie, but I think the special effects in it are dog shit.
Yeah, but they're not.
Yeah, I think the ending of it too is bad. They
The
all
ending-
commit suicide, but him,
the
and then
ending
he.
is so good.
I think it's
hate
I think it's
so
good.
It bums me
It's
out, man.
it's terrible.
It's
and then
upsetting.
he's like, "Oh man."
It's terrible in the best way possible. At the end, he's just screaming. He's just on his knees screaming as he sees the military and all these
I think
people.
the
I don't
actors
know.
and the characters are so well casted.
They're so good. Frank Darabont
But
did such a good job picking those people.
dude, Shawshank is one of the most fulfilling movies. Dude, when you see freaking what's his name? Shoot, what's the old man's name? I don't know. But
In Shawshank?
Yeah.
When you see him hang himself, is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
when you see him hang himself, that's some of the freaking deepest. Like I watched that with my friends the other day, and they both cried because one
I
of them
to it
cried.
so
One of them
many
cried.
times.
It's
It's
so sad.
He's like
Because it's Brooks, and he
It's
writes
Brooks, that's his
Brooks
name.
was here, and then he
Yeah.
shakes the table and hangs himself. Dude, that's so.
I thought the saddest part was-
that's the and when the other guy dies too. What's his name? Ah, shoot.
the guy they shoot.
God. Yeah, they shoot him because he knows about Elmo Blatch, and that
Yeah.
Andy Dufresne is innocent.
Yeah, and so they bring him out there. And why did
And
they keep Andy Dufresne there for so long?
Yeah,
I
and he
didn't
was there for
get it.
20 years or 19, and then it's so, you don't know if he's innocent or not because at the start of the movie it shows that he's like loading a gun and he gets out of his car and that's it, and you hear the ink spots playing in the background, which we love the ink spots, and it's just so fulfilling in the end to see both of them out in Mexico on the Pacific Ocean, and he's on the boat, and it's just, and then it just fades
is a
into the
good movie,
ocean.
man.
It's fulfilling after
It's
all
a
that
badass
depressing,
movie.
20 years of being in prison.
I would
Brooks
hang
dying.
myself the first week. Do I look like someone that would make it in prison?
No.
I'd
the-
show up and they'd be like, "Alright, you my bitch, come on." Like that'd be it for me. I'm skinny. I have glasses.
Would
You have a lot of time to get
the
paid.
what's get you? What were what are they called in Shawshank? You know what I'm talking about. What's his name? He gets beat up by the guy who voices Mr. Krabs. he gets beat up so bad that he can't walk anymore. He's like paralyzed. I forgot his name. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? They'd come after you in the laundry room.
Man,
like-
they'd come after my butt, man. They would too. I'd have to like.
And dude, and the guy who plays Andy Dufresne, when he's like, "You're gonna take what I tell you to take," and he's like, and then how he like reacts to it, like the acting's like so freaking
My
good.
favorite scene in that movie is when they drag that dude into the room the guards do, because everyone likes
Yeah,
Andy.
yeah.
He's doing like the guards' taxes,
Mhm.
and they bring him in there. They beat him so bad he's eating from a straw for the rest of his life.
Yeah, that
Like, you
guy.
just
That's
see
the
him.
guy I was
He
talking
runs
about.
out. He's like, no, clawing at the floor, and they just drag him in there and just pummel him.
Dude, that movie's just depressing in general, but it's
So
also
good.
fulfilling at the same time.
Yeah, it is. It's worth it.
I haven't seen it.
It's amazing. Definitely one of the best movies
It
of all
is,
time.
I think the second highest rated movie on IMDb.
It's first. It's ahead of The Godfather. It has a 9.2. The
I've never
Godfather
seen
has
The
It's ahead of The
9.1.
Godfather.
Yes.
But
I've
you know
never
what's
seen it.
not? You know what it's not ahead of?
The Joker, but the Joker hadn't came out yet.
Joker sweeps the film festivals, man.
Joker's at 9.7, and Shawshank's
Yes.
number 1 with 9.2. Let me back myself up.
You know, Joker's gonna be good when the military was issued an incel attack warning
Yes.
at the movies, man. I'm scared to see it, man.
I'm going Saturday.
I'm so excited to
when's it
see
come
this
out?
Dude,
movie.
I'm going
It's coming out in like
Saturday.
4 days,
What
3
time?
days.
I don't know. I'll
It's
have to
supposed to be
find a
super good.
time.
I'm
I'll
probably
text you.
gonna go
I
late
think me and
at night.
Tyler are gonna
We
go.
should see
So
it, bro.
come with
Heath
us.
Ledger.
I can't.
Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah, you
Heath
can't
Ledger's
Saturday.
I'm
dead.
gonna go
I know,
after.
but
It's
I'm
Joaquin
probably gonna
Phoenix.
go
I might
like
go,
1
like-
in the morning.
Really?
It's gonna be as good as Heath Ledger. Joker.
Or
Yes,
just
it's gonna be.
whenever I can.
Because it's
I
not
might go
like
like 9.
that's already like crazy Joker. This starts as
People
normal
are
Joker.
scared of what this movie's gonna do to society.
For real? Is it that-
Yeah, it's.
that
Have you?
impactful?
We live in a society.
With the-
Okay, so Joker is at 9.4,
Is
and
it like
after
pointing out issues of
21,000
society or
ratings.
something?
Oh yeah, except it's
And-
really open and angry about it too, from what I've heard.
What is?
How Joker handles societal issues. I've heard it's pretty bloody, pretty gory.
Yeah, from what I can
And
tell.
a lot of people think that Joker's like misogynistic in it and like woman hating, and then
He's
other
not.
people are like, no.
I don't think he is. I think he's just sad. And
I think
lonely.
Joaquin Phoenix wouldn't be a part of something if it was that bad. I think this is going to be
Okay.
really.
I think
great
it's gonna
movie.
have. So you know how in the trailer he's like throwing the mask and the trash, and you see all these people in a mask, and he's going through them. I think it's gonna be like, from my understanding, people don't know he's the Joker. They just know there is one, and I think he's gonna commit some
heinous act.
on live TV because
Oh,
it
yeah.
shows he's like, when you introduce me, could you introduce me as the Joker?
I've heard at the beginning, it's like you're really sympathetic with this guy, and as it goes on, he just keeps doing worse and worse stuff, and you still understand it, but you're not so sympathetic. And what this movie, I think, what the goal is to not make you. It's to make you understand why villains exist.
Yeah.
It's supposed to make it reasonable because, really, when you look at the world, it's almost
I could understand
everybody
why
sucks,
like
man.
why like people do awful things. Like I wouldn't want to do any of it, don't get me wrong, but like I get why like a kid that gets bullied every day, and like have you seen like the Columbine kids? Have you seen the documentaries on them?
Dylan Klebold,
they-
and Eric Harris.
They oiled up the hallway, went nerd bowling with baby oil, and then threw them down the hallway like bowling balls, like often, and they would just like beat the shit out of them every day.
I think it was Maynard James Keenan from Tool who said he got to the point where he either had to be an artist, like a rock star, or a serial killer. I think there's something to that. I think everybody, like all these people, have a breaking point where they either go nuts and do something really violent and horrible, or they transfer it into something understandable as a glimpse into what is making this madness in society, like in the world.
Man.
Schools don't handle this
No.
very well either.
Schools
I think there's
suck.
some teachers do okay. I
Some
respect
teachers,
some
but as a whole,
teachers,
Some teachers
the
do, too.
administration,
but the
counselors,
administration.
A lot of Huntington High
useless,
teachers, man,
dude.
they handle it well. Like I'm
I
in
like
a normal
teachers
English class because
a
I didn't
lot.
want to take AP Lang.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a joke of a class. Don't get me wrong. We do nothing. But the girls in there's like a girl on parole and stuff. And the teacher, instead of just sitting there, doing whatever, he actually like is good. Like tries to help them out. Tries to get them
Mhm.
out of trouble. Like a lot of teachers at my school, anyways, try to help people get out of trouble and do well.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy though. Bitches wearing an ankle bracelet in an English class.
But back to the movie. So
Nuts.
Joker's at 9.4, but with 21,000 views or 21,000 ratings, 21,838.
70.
With critic rating.
Because the problem is with the critic rating is the liberal critics. Well, not necessarily liberal. I think most critics are liberal,
Oh yeah.
but the politically oriented critics denounce the movie because it's so
The metrics.
honest and candid.
Oh yeah, the Metacritic
However-
score is 66.
Yeah, because if you look at the bottom
It's on
ones, it's
30.
like it says like Joker's too on the nose and like it handles societal issues with like misogyny and all this. But if you look at the top scores, it's like this movie makes you think about things, and that's what a movie's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to tell you what to think. It's supposed to give you something to think about.
Mhm.
Or I think a good movie I think movies do that, but also I think a good movie can make you, instead of just giving you something to think about, like good action movies can make you feel in like the moment, make you feel suspense
Yeah,
going
action
through.
movies are just for
Any
fun.
movies,
That's
like-
just entertainment.
Well, like I don't know, even movies like what movie am I thinking of? Like Kill Bill, for instance. That action movie. I don't know if you've seen it. When she's like chopping people left and right, instead of feeling like, like, oh man, that's so cool. It's like, damn, this chick's really out for like it gets you involved in the story. It makes you see it as
Yeah.
like your, it's something
just
to you
pretty
instead of
nice.
just a story.
Yeah.
But so Joker 9.4. Shawshank is currently number 1 because Joker hadn't come out. 9.2. Number 2 is Godfather,
Part 1.
and then
Part
tied for
1.
number 3 is Godfather Part 2 and Dark Knight Rises, and those are the only
Dark
movies.
Knight, right? No, The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. Sorry, I don't know why I said Dark
Dark
Knight
Knight
Rises.
Rises is good though.
But they're all.
Not-
Those are the
Not fourth
only.
best movie of
Those
all
are the
time.
only
Yeah, not-
ones
definitely
above 9. Those are the only ones above
You
9.
know why
And
all
5th
three of
is
those are the
12
top?
Angry Men.
You know how Godfather Part 2, and The Dark Knight are all up there? They're all crime dramas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised like
The Dark Knight is not a superhero movie, dude. That's a crime drama.
it is.
I mean,
It's a
there's a lot of
drama. It's
crime in
totally a crime
Shawshank too.
Yeah, it's
Murder, they're all murderers and rapists, and even though they don't seem like it, and like sex offenders, and
think the
that was
sex
back in the
offenders-
40s and 50s and 60s too.
I think the sex offenders definitely you can tell.
Oh yeah, because they're all like they all try to like rape Andy, and he can't protect himself by himself,
Well,
even though he
especially when
does a
there's,
very
like,
good job. of
Four
protecting himself.
dudes.
Yeah,
Like,
and
you
they're
just
pretty
have to-
buff, like too.
You'd have to like start hoarding the
Mhm.
soap, put it in a sock. Just
Yeah.
Like-
Okay, we better get into our top 10 because we could probably ramble on about movies
well,
forever.
guys, we were gonna do some conspiracies, but those are gonna have to wait till a different time.
Well, yeah, we'll wait till next time. Shout out to Ryan at the gas station today. He told me to do the weather machine, but we'll talk about that next time.
we got a whole half
We got
hour
all
though, man.
off track.
These
Yeah, but
take
dude,
so
these
long.
take so. The longest one so far almost took an hour.
I'd be super surprised if Blower was home on time.
We're gonna get it done though, because Joseph only has 3. So he's only doing top 3, but that's okay.
No, he's doing top 10, I bet.
I
He'll
cannot
do
tell you
n-
10 movies.
He'll do like 7
I got it.
Pixar movies and then the top 3.
Cars 1, Cars 2.
Cars 3. Okay, my 10th. You guys are gonna make fun of me for this one. I'm a huge fan of Will Ferrell and his comedy.
Is it Step Brothers?
No, it is his best movie, Talladega Nights. Freaking hilarious. It's the stupidest movie ever. But he is one of the best comedians of the 2000s.
I think something really good about those movies, Step Brothers and Talladega Nights, is the chemistry between John C. Reilly and Will
Oh
Ferrell.
my gosh, dude.
That's what sells it, man.
Amazing.
You know what
Yeah.
didn't work? Sherlock Holmes. That's an
Oh.
example of it not working.
That's
That
when
movie
it-
was dog
That's
shit.
They've gotten
the
old.
studio's
It's
fault,
it's
not-
because they can't. They have to be politically correct now.
Yeah.
They were so on PC back then. Because like Talladega Nights pretty much made fun of rednecks and gay people the entire time. You can't do that anymore. Like, and you can't like, and I hate that because, the only people who really make fun of just anybody anymore is South Park. But even they're not as
God, I love
bad as
South Park.
they're not as bad as they used to be. Like
You
now they
see
just
their-
make fun of weed.
Did you see their new episode? Mexican
Oh,
Joker.
Mexican Joker. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it talks about how you make
Oh.
a villain. It's like, what do you think these Mexican kids in the internment camps are gonna grow up to? One of them's gonna grow up and be a Joker. So it shows them like electroshock therapy, like, doing it on these kids,
He's
being
like,
like, they won't remember it, so they won't be the Joker. The kids sit there is like,
It's like a Mexican kid, and they're like, "We need to get the Joker out of him." And like, they do like a Mexican Joker play with like hand. Oh, it's hilarious. We'll go on to Joseph's number 10 though.
Number 3, I just put Dark Knight because I remember watching it a bunch of times as a kid. and it
That's
was
your
really
number
good.
3.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Okay, we'll do every 3. We'll do one of yours.
Okay.
Gotta keep it balanced a little bit.
Let's hear it, Elliot.
number 10. I didn't get a number 10. I got to 9, and then I ran out of space. But I'd be glad to give you my number 9, Office Space.
Oh, dude, that's a good movie. I didn't even
Good-ass
think of
movie.
Office Space.
So
That's
good.
solid.
Yeah, it's not my top 10, but
It's a solid movie though. It's kind of cool. It's a cool like cult classic kind of movie.
He
There's
says,
a cult following behind the movie.
he says like, if you didn't have to do, if you had $1 million, what would you do? And the redneck neighbor's like, 2 chicks at the same time.
That guy's funny.
He is funny.
Yeah. Let's hear your number 10, Buster.
My number 10 is the Ridley Scott film Blade Runner.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Oh, I didn't even think of that one.
Harrison Ford's
I
amazing.
love Blade Runner. It was on my top 10 sci-fi films too.
Yeah.
And Blade Runner again. It's a lot of that philosophy stuff about what makes a human human, and the drama with the replicants is great. The suspense is great. The atmosphere created is probably the best part because Ridley Scott has a huge background in art. The set design in all of his movies is, outstanding. And the characters are good too. It's a film noir, except also it's Blade Runner. So great movie. I love it.
Do you like the new one?
I have not seen it.
Oh man, bummer. We'll go to my number 9. I actually switched out Spider-Man 2 when Buster said Full Metal Jacket earlier because I honestly love Full Metal Jacket. That's probably one of my favorite war movies. That is my favorite war movie of all time. Let me see if there's any more. Yeah, definitely. That movie, it's something.
Forrest Gump.
What?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump?
It's a war
I don't like Forrest Gump. You know why?
Why?
Because didn't it win the movie of the year in '95 over Shawshank and Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
Dude, that's stupid. They're both better than Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump, but Pulp Fiction and the Shawshank Redemption are both better than Forrest Gump. Like, I love Tom Hanks, love Forrest Gump, but it's not better than both those two.
Poor Forrest Gump.
What?
Poor Forrest Gump.
Poor Forrest Gump?
Poor Forrest Gump.
Saving Private Ryan's a better movie than
Yeah.
Forrest Gump.
Apocalypse Now is a better movie than Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen Apocalypse Now yet.
But my favorite, I think, war movie is Full Metal Jacket. It really focuses on, like, the first, like, part of the first, like, what, half or 2/3 of the movie is in, like, training
Yeah.
and basic training. And
is about.
then they actually go to war.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. I think it's
Really depressing.
you really see
Yeah, it
what
is.
that one dude, the fat guy,
The fat guy.
dude, he goes insane and, like,
Yeah.
he kills the dude and then he kills himself. Like, dude,
Guy,
phew.
he's like, what is your major malfunction? Did you not get enough attention? As a and the guy just shoots him.
That's insane.
It's like, I'm sick of your shit, man.
And he just kills himself. That's messed up. It's crazy.
I think the more messed up part about it is when they shoot that. She's like 10. The sniper.
They had to.
Yeah.
She's like, but like they shoot her in the stomach, right? And then they say, leave her for the rats, and that's what they're planning on doing before the Joker character, or is he comedian or Joker? They call him one of the
I
two.
think it's Joker.
And he takes out his pistol and pops her in the head. But like the guys are like, yeah, let's leave this 10-year-old girl with her guts hanging out for the rats to eat while she's alive. Messed up.
Well, it's
That's
'cause
a crazy
she killed
movie.
so many of them, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry for laughing, but it reminds me of a Bill Burr skit where he's talking about this guy in Afghanistan who kept shooting. He picked off like 30 terrorists from a softball-sized hole in the wall of a roof he was on. And he said, by one point, he was picking off the guys who drugged the dead bodies away. It was like Full Metal Jacket, but in reverse.
Dude, that's a crazy last scene. Like that scene, the sniper scene. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Or marching past the burning city,
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
doing the Mickey Mouse theme song.
Let's hear your number. I guess 8, Elliot.
I'll just skip this one, and then
Okay.
next time I'll do the number 8.
Let's hear your number 9,
And
then,
we'll
Buster.
be-
My number 9 is John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh yeah, another sci-fi.
Yeah. I love The Thing. I think it may have been higher than Blade Runner on the sci-fi, or like further away from the first spot on the sci-fi list. But I think I'm feeling pretty The Thing today.
Mm-hmm.
I love the atmosphere again, but the what shines here is the fact that it's a movie, and John Carpenter uses movies where you can't get these things across any other way.
Mm-hmm.
And this the effects. Oof. I don't get scared by movies very easily. There's several horror movies on here, and only a few of them scare me. And that these are like the best movies,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. And yeah, The Thing, the blood test scene scares me whenever the guy that's actually the Thing, he clamps the other guy's head between his pulled apart head. He's just
Mhm.
hanging there. He's blood's going everywhere. It's
Yeah.
creepy, man.
Physical
It is.
effects are great in
The
that
sound-
movie.
Yeah.
I'll go into my number 8, I guess. I have 12 Angry Men. That's a good like short story and movie as well. It's just an interesting movie, an interesting concept. How it goes from one person standing out the norm to everyone agreeing with each other and agreeing with the guy who stood out, and how something can look like an event can look like one. I can't really explain this, but how our perspective, looking through it from a different lens, can change your perspective on a movie entirely. Yeah, and thinking through something can change your opinion. And I feel like that's happened with a lot of my opinions on things. Is when I really sat down and thought about it, my opinions changed, and just like their opinions changed, and how they didn't know it at the time, but the guy was innocent, and it was pretty clear. Like, they had so much evidence by the end of why he was innocent. He could have been put to death.
Yeah.
But then it went from 1 to 11 to 12-0. For the vote not guilty. It's pretty intense. It's pretty cool. But I'll go on to your number 8, Elliot.
I put Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. It's the best
Your
Star
favorite
Wars film. Yeah.
Legendary, dude.
It's your best Star Wars film.
For sure. Dude, I know yours is Return, but my Empire is
Return's good,
so
too.
good.
Return's second best,
That
I think.
Emperor stuff just brings it above.
It's so
Empire.
good. But dude, Darth Vader and Luke in that movie. Oh my.
I
Darth Vader
just-
and Luke in Return, dude.
I like
Still,
the
though.
Hoth part the best, man. That's what
Hoth,
seals it
oh.
for me.
Yeah, that's
'Cause, like,
real cool.
I have a fascination with Antarctica, and that's like the Antarctica of Star Wars.
Have you seen the Thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, the Antarctic.
yeah, I love it. It made me want to live on a Antarctic base.
Yeah, it kind of does and it kind of doesn't.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, but then what if the Thing was there? Then again, what if
I
the
just
Thing
locked
was
myself in.
anywhere?
Well, you know the ending of the Thing, right? How like they
Yeah,
say
the
that
two
he's giving
guys.
the Thing gasoline instead of actual wine, and that he drinks it, and he realizes like, man, that he's the Thing, and
Yeah.
I'm dead. That movie freaks me out.
Love that movie.
Okay, your number 8, Buster.
My number 8 is 1989 Batman. This is the best Batman.
Oh,
movie
yeah.
there is.
I haven't seen it in about a year or
Um,
two.
The gothic setting set by Tim Burton is great. It's the best soundtrack to a movie ever, I think.
Mhm.
Like scoring, like the music. Like, there are better sound design movies, and the best sound design movie, I think, is on here. But this is probably my favorite soundtrack from a movie ever. And this is Batman at his best on the big screen. It's real comic booky. It's not too serious, but it's still really. It's got a lot of spirit. It's got a lot of character, and Jack Nicholson does a great job as the Joker. I love this movie. It's so goofy.
The
Dude.
gas is really well done in that movie too. That like they die with a huge smile.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'll go on to my number 7 because this will please Buster. The Shining. This is my favorite horror movie of all time. There's just something about it, man. It's just on another level.
It's so good, man.
I wasn't scared when I saw it. I was just like, whoa.
This
like-
time, whenever Danny was saying Red Rum over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
on the little screen, when you can like turn the volume down, or it's already not that loud to start with.
Mhm.
It's not that bad. In the theater, you don't have control of the volume, and it starts like attacking your ears.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
Psychologically,
you're
it's scary,
overwhelmed.
dude.
It's like
Psychologically scary movie.
you seen Dunkirk?
Yeah, most of it.
Did you see it in a theater?
No.
In a theater, it was different because the planes when they come into like
Super loud.
they're like, bang, like they're just it sound. Ooh,
It's because of Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
He's a good director.
it sounds like there's really a plane about to drop a bomb on your head.
People
It's
hate on
freaky.
Interstellar, but I almost put that on this list.
Interstellar's pretty good.
That's a great movie. It's a weird ending. It's not
Ending
scientific
sucks.
at all, but I think I liked it, even though it was a little bit weird. But I would agree the ending's probably the worst part.
Oh,
the-
yeah.
But the movie's good. Like, it's solid. There's a lot of emotion when I think Matthew McConaughey played the part really
Yeah,
well.
He did a good job.
He did a great job when he's like crying when he's driving off from his kids, not knowing if we'll see him again. That's
Dude,
he knows he has to do it.
we watched that in science class, and the teacher was like, "This movie is very in
No.
Earth, space, science
No.
honors." I didn't pay attention. I was like, "This doesn't seem scientific. This is
not.
science
It's
fiction."
not.
She was like,
fantasy
"A
movie.
lot of this is very scientific, and it gives a real depiction." But like, I'm not gonna complain. It's been like 4 days
No,
watching
like
a good movie.
guy
Yeah,
who
it's a
goes
good
like
movie.
This or whatever, that robot, that's not scientific. What happens at the end with like the black hole?
Not
No.
scientific. He just
No,
die.
probably. We don't really know.
We don't really know for sure, but
We know-
probably
I
not.
suspect that's not what happens.
Let's go under your number.
No, the bookcase thing. That's the ghost
Bullshit.
thing. That's not what happens.
Bullshit. My number 7 is The Shining.
I don't know. My bookcase yesterday, something like that was going on. Yeah, and then I solved this huge problem. What was it, like a math problem or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Math problem. Yeah, good. Yeah, I was working on my math homework and I couldn't get it done, and my bookcase started freaking having a seizure, and like books were falling out, and I was like, "Dad, you're here." No, my dad is not. My dad's alive, but he's not in a black hole. But
Yet. He wasn't.
he
Yeah, in
ma-
that movie
I
too,
don't
man.
think he's an astronaut,
Wasn't in a black
or
hole in
I
that
don't think he
movie.
knows anything about really space other than the solar system and the moon and all that stuff, all that good jizz. But
All that good skeet.
but Elliot, what is your number 7?
The Shining. Same as you. man.
Dude, sick. Where's The Shining on your list? Like 3rd? We know it's on there.
I'm not gonna tell you where it is.
Well,
I haven't seen like any of the movies y'all mentioned.
really?
No, I guess I'll watch them.
Yeah,
They're good.
man. These movies
Yeah.
are
Good. Wait, I want to
All
hear your.
solid
I want to see if what your number 7 is, because we both put The Shining.
My number 7 is Blue Velvet by David
Oh
Lynch.
darn it!
Never seen it. Never
Yeah, I've
heard
never
of it.
seen. I've never seen Blue Velvet.
is a really, really good movie. This is like, I'd say this is David Lynch's probably most accessible movie, besides The Straight Story, which was a Disney movie. But David Lynch is like one of those really stylistic directors, and Blue Velvet was like a huge peek at that, because like Eraserhead and The Elephant Man were pretty niche movies. They were tough to watch, but Blue Velvet, everybody watched it, and the critics loved Blue Velvet, man. I loved Blue Velvet. I bought it on the Criterion Collection version this summer, and I watched it a couple times, and
Mm-hmm.
I really just love it. David Lynch has a way of capturing the spirit that nobody else really has. He does it with Twin Peaks, and he does it with Blue Velvet. A lot of that Blue Velvet stuff finds its way into Twin Peaks later, in the late 80s and early 90s. And Blue Velvet's really just a great movie. All the performances are really good. David Lynch uses like Roy Orbison music in it
Mm-hmm.
to capture feelings, and Dennis Hopper is insane in this movie, because this is when he was like coming off of his drugs and all this, and he still had all that pent up rage and energy, and he used it in this movie. This movie explores some weird sexual themes too.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's almost the point of the movie. Blue Velvet's really just great. I recommend everybody see Blue Velvet.
I guess I'll go on to my number 6, because we can't really answer to that since we haven't seen it. That's probably the only one I haven't seen on your list.
It's got
I
it on
would
Blu-ray.
think.
We'll watch it.
Well, for sure. And another movie I need to watch with you,
Watch every David Lynch movie.
and we need to watch The Wall.
That's right. And
The Wall is a good movie.
I need to watch The Wall. I
I've
love
never
Pink
seen
Floyd.
it, but I've seen bits and pieces, and the bits and
Yeah, I've
pieces
seen
I
bits
have
and
seen,
pieces.
Sky, dude.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, dude. I love that song.
I've
so
seen
much.
probably 35 minutes of it, 40 minutes of it in total from just bits on
Maybe
YouTube.
next time, maybe when we watch it, we'll bring you in.
Oh yeah, dude. Do you like Pink Floyd, Joseph?
Not really.
I try
Oh,
to
really,
put them on
really?
it, man. I try
I
to
know
put 'em on
Simon
so many
loves
times.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
You hang out with
Just not
Simon.
my thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe
That's a
one day.
baller.
I got
Maybe
an
one
original
day.
pressing of The Wall, man. I found it.
Really?
I found it, yeah, on vinyl. I found it at
Dude.
Now Hear This, and someone wrote inside of it. Someone annotated all the lyrics inside of it on like the things, so it was like
Dude.
$2.
Dude,
And,
Bring
like,
it in. I have a record player,
I
dude.
do
We'll
too, man.
freaking
I
play
have,
it.
let's see, I have Dark Side of the Moon. I have Led Zeppelin, Grateful Dead, man.
What Led
Weezer.
Zeppelin albums do you have?
I have Mothership Zeta, the
Mhm.
thing, and then I have
Do you
the
have,
one with Dire Days on it, and then Led Zeppelin 1, and I think it's an original pressing too, but it's like
do you have 4?
no.
I have 4, so if you ever need to borrow 4, just tell me.
I have Tame Impala records too. If you
Oh,
like
dude,
that.
What's your favorite
I
Tame
like-
Impala record?
I like Tame Impala.
Currents.
Oh man.
Currents is
Man.
Loner.
Currents is good.
Mine's what's the first album called?
Inner Speaker.
Inner Speaker. That's my favorite.
I like them all.
Tame
I just think
Impala's-
Currents
My
is
favorite
better.
song on Currents though is Brand New Person, Same Mistakes.
Oh
Last
yeah,
one.
I haven't heard
Yeah,
that.
I
song.
love that song, man.
I listen to that album like every day.
You ever realize that album's like a story?
Yeah.
And it flows like it's like him gets with a girl, breaks up with her, and like eventually it's like yes I'm changing. He's with this girl, he's changing. Eventually he dumps her, and that's what that song's about.
Dude.
Less I know, the better. He's going for another girl, past life.
Yeah.
He's like, I just saw my ex, and he even says like maybe she has the same phone number. Calls her, gets with her. Then disciples is like she thinks she thinks he's like Jesus because he's famous, and that she's a disciple and that she should be famous too. Dumps her, and then Brand New Person, same old mistakes is like I haven't changed at all.
I think it's kind of weird that you're not a giant fan of Pink Floyd. Because Tame Impala, that's
Yeah.
as close to Pink Floyd as you get today.
I don't know, just like the modern elements of it probably. I think sway me
Maybe.
towards Tame
So a
Impala
lot
more.
of that production quality
Yeah.
is very modern.
Mhm.
The way
He
it's
got
made.
he gets modern more and more with each album.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, just like the production of Currents is what really
Yeah.
brought me to it.
Wait, you like Radiohead, don't you? I know your dad does.
My dad was really into it, but like, I never really.
Bro,
Because Radiohead's more
Mm.
like Pink Floyd,
Yeah.
like the old stuff.
I came
yeah.
into his house today, and his dad was listening to the playlist I made on Apple Music.
The playlist you made.
My dad
Yeah,
went to a
it's like
Radiohead
15
concert,
hours long.
Really?
And I
Yeah,
got
my
invited, but
playlist
I
on
didn't.
Apple Music.
You think I should have took the ticket, that or Buster. I would have gone with him.
Hey, my dad went to Radiohead,
He gets my work
Oh,
all the
man,
time,
where?
actually.
like Columbus or something, and I was
Yeah.
and he invited me, and I was like,
You're a
"Thanks."
Coldplay fan, are you? Not really.
Ugh.
You just
My
want
dad
to.
is.
Your
There's
oh, your dad.
There's like 2 Coldplay albums that I'm.
Yeah, Coldplay's not too
You
bad.
know, man, I don't think you're getting home in time.
Oh,
I hate to say it.
it'll be okay.
We're not cutting short quality.
Couldn't you be
I never even got to mention my number 6.
You could be like 10, 20 minutes late, couldn't you? And you just explain to your mom that the
My
James ran
parents are
over?
pretty strict. Okay, I'm not even gonna mention it, and I hope for the best. Number 6.
Wait, mention it to him.
I'll just go ahead and say mine. Jurassic Park. Love the movie. Solid. I love Spielberg. I love George Lucas. I love Spielberg. Those are my two favorite directors. And there's a lot of Lucas and Spielberg coming up. I'd also like to give an honorable mention to American Graffiti. I love that movie. That's George Lucas in his early days. I don't know if you guys seen it. That's one of Harrison Ford's early movies. Yeah, that is nothing like any of these movies on here, but I like it. Other than maybe Back to the Future, which is coming out. Spoiler alert. Okay. And since we're at number 6, I guess I'll go ahead and give you your number 2.
I put Get Out because like I don't go to a lot of movies in theaters, but when I went to that one, that was like one that like actually had an impact. Like I could like see something through it at least.
That was a pretty
Did you
good
ever see
movie.
Once Upon a Time in
I liked it.
Hollywood.
You don't like it,
Yeah.
Buster?
Not crazy about it.
I
just
liked it.
thought,
I liked
didn't
it
make
a
it
lot.
all the way
like
through.
the stylistic
Really?
like the
I liked it a
effects
lot.
of it.
I thought it was pretty
Yeah, I did.
dark and messed up.
It didn't really serve its purpose as a horror movie very well.
I don't think
I
its
don't
purpose
know.
was
It's a
as
thriller,
much of a horror movie as.
I wasn't feeling it.
It
Man.
had,
Dude,
like,
I
a
just like the
satirical element
ending.
to it.
Then he's
Yeah, it did.
freaking
Wrecks
crazy.
those white people, dude. He messes them up.
And he thinks the cops show up, but it's actually his friend. And
That's a really good part too. His friend.
oh, dude, you're like, you haven't seen that part. He thinks he like killed somebody, and like he thinks the cop showed up, but it's actually his friend.
Oh, he's a black guy
And
with a gun killing a white lady in a white neighborhood, a rich white neighborhood, and his TSA friend he's like, man, don't go to that white bitch's house. This is not where you need to be going. Shows up, and he's like, hey man, get in the car, let's roll.
Okay, let's go on to your number 6, Elliot.
No Country for Old Men.
Damn. That movie's so good.
Solid movie. Never mind. I'll tell you this story after.
Okay. Number 6,
For
Buster.
time.
Yeah.
My number 6 is Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Hey, we just talked about it.
Yeah, I don't know what to say other than this isn't a playlist for best movie, album, music concept ever. If it was, it would be The Wall. So, but it's not. This is I'm just on solely the movie element. Pink Floyd, I would give it the 6th best movie of all time and the 1st best album. All this stuff compounds together to make it the best thing ever. But as a movie compared to some of these other things, I'd give it number 6.
Okay. My number 5 is probably my favorite comedy movie of all time. It's Naked Gun. Have any of you guys seen Naked
I
Gun?
haven't seen Naked Gun.
That's from the get-go when it's like it starts out and he's in the cop car
I'm
and
the
it's just
locksmith, and I'm a locksmith.
dude, it's just freaking
It's funny,
perfect.
man.
It's perfect comedy. And when he's like driving the police car and it's just going normal, and then he just starts freaking running into buildings, like running into people, and it's just so random and funny. Like the whole movie's just random and funny.
It's absurd.
It's absurd. It's hilarious. Me and my mom love that movie.
Have you seen Caddyshack?
Oh, dude, Caddyshack's awesome, and I'm a
Caddyshack
golfer
is
too.
awesome. I didn't know you were a golfer, but
Yeah.
that movie.
Oh, Happy Gilmore's good. That's when Adam Sandler didn't suck. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it is. He sucks
He
now.
sucked. Dude, back in the 90s, he was good. And
We
now he
tr-
sucks.
We tried to watch Grown Ups 2 one day. Do you
Oh my
remember this?
gosh.
It's just
And
unbearable.
I remember
It's
I loved it
terrible.
when I was like 10. I loved it.
So
But then I tried to watch it when I was 15 again. I was like, it's just they're shitting on each other. They're just
Dude.
it's probably there's no script probably.
When you grow up, you actually realize that it sucks. Like, so bad.
It does, man.
But, on to your number 5, Elliot.
I put Apocalypse Now. It's just a great movie. It really delves into the effects of war it can have on a person, as well as the effects of different situations and how each individual person can become evil in the right circumstances. You probably read Heart of Darkness, haven't you?
Yeah, I just got done
It's
reading that.
it's like an adaptation of that,
Yeah, that's what
except
Will Turner
instead
was
of
saying.
going up the Congo, he's going up a river in Vietnam.
don't ruin it for me.
I'm not ruining it for you.
Something.
But there are a lot of scenes. This is not a spoiler, but there's a scene in it where they stop at this base, and I'm not saying where it is, blah blah blah, but it's at night and it's in the middle of a firefight, and the guy's like, "Who's the NCO here?" And they're like, "Shit, we thought you were." And that scene freaked me out for days because it was just thinking like, these guys are stuck here with no commanding officer in the middle of like Cambodia or Vietnam, wherever the hell they are, and they're just dead. They're just all dead. They will not escape. And the thought of being behind enemy lines.
I've heard Marlon Brando is crazy in this movie. You like Francis Ford Coppola?
Yeah.
Godfather and all this business. Yeah.
He's good. It's really good.
Your number 5, Buster.
My number 5 is the David Lynch film, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. This is an extension of the Twin Peaks TV show, except where Twin Peaks, the TV show, starts off with Laura Palmer dead. By the way, I think Twin Peaks is the best TV show ever made, for sure. It starts off with Laura Palmer dead and exploring the town and post Laura Palmer's murder. And this movie focuses on Laura Palmer while she's still alive, and it's scary. This movie is scary how intimately horrifying it is, because you see her struggling with, like, I'm not going to say what happens, but severe mental illness and breakdown, and she's trying to cope, and, you know, she falls into all these bad habits like drugs and, you know, basically prostitution. It's rough, man.
Have you
but
seen,
I love this movie.
Requiem for a Dream?
It's on my watch list.
There's a scene in that. Because, you know, it starts off as like, they're great. They're heroin addicts, but their lives are great. And slowly but surely,
It gets worse and worse and
it's
worse.
worse and worse.
On to my number 4. I have Back to the Future, probably the best teenage movie of all time, and the best time travel movie of all time, and one of the best sci-fi movies of all time, I'd say, because it counts as a sci-fi for sure, even though it's not probably traditional sci-fi, I guess. But Joseph here knows, and Buster knows, that back in middle school I played as Marty McFly in the school news, and we would do we filmed for it, and I would do I was my own stuntman.
You were serious about this?
I was serious. I ran into a wall on a scooter multiple times. Metal chairs were thrown at me, including metal music stands. I carried Marty McFly suit for 3 weeks in school and put it in my locker in a trash bag so no one would see. I was dead serious about this. Me and Joseph went and saw all 3 movies consecutively with our orchestra teacher and guitar teacher in theaters. And we were there till like 10 o'clock on a school. It was epic. It was on the day they traveled to.
Yeah, it was very
Dude,
tiring.
it was
man.
October.
In 2015.
Oh yeah, October
I remember
21st,
that.
2015. Yeah, it was very tiring.
Everyone kind of
Everyone
got out of
wa-
there after the first one.
Oh yeah, but we were there till the last movie.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
I was
we
at
did
the
it.
end, I was just like,
I was tired. I remember we brought you home, which is actually they're neighbors. He's like lives right over there.
I live in Huntington, so I gotta.
Yeah. But to your number 4, Elliot.
Reservoir Dogs.
Awesome.
Is that your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie?
No.
No, there's more.
There's one more on here.
Is he your favorite director?
Yes.
you said
I
that
think
upon a time.
I was sort of picking up on that. I got a friend who acts a lot like you, and his favorite's Quentin Tarantino too.
Who's your friend?
His
Maybe
name's
I
Gabe
know.
Little.
I've heard of him.
Oh, I
bet
just
you have
met
heard.
Gabe Little the other day.
Dude's nuts.
I've heard
That
him
guy is
through,
cool.
like,
Cool dude.
Do you still go to St. Joe?
hell no.
Well,
Fifth grade, I
he's
got
St. Joe
out of
kid.
there. But yeah, I chose Reservoir Dogs because, like, man, it's great. It's the opening scene when they're in the bar or in the diner and they're just talking, or maybe it's like a Denny's, who knows, but they're talking and then it just cuts to like the music playing and then it cuts to him in the back seat. The music's still just playing but getting slower and like quieter. Not slower but quieter. And he goes, "I'm gonna die. That bitch killed me, man. I'm gonna die." You just see this dude soaked in blood in the back seat of a car and like making the seat in the car he's in white. The interior of the car is white with the red blood spilling out. It's just God. And like the scene where he pours gasoline on the dude, and the revelations that come throughout the movie, and the foreshadowing in the movie, even in the back. God, it's a great movie.
To your number 4, Buster.
Number 4 is The Shining. We've already discussed it a good bit, but I think this is probably the most, well, I'm not going to say the most, but one of the most dreadful movies out there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lingering sort of horror. So
Awesome. I'll get to my number 3. The best sci-fi movie of all time, Empire Strikes Back. It's my favorite Star Wars. Star Wars is probably my second favorite movie series of all time, behind one, and it is another Spielberg movie series. I think what hurts Star Wars is the sequels. Really, I don't even think the prequels hurt Star Wars. I think the sequels definitely hurt Star Wars. But I think Empire is definitely the highlight of Star Wars. It's the Empire wins. Darth Vader defeats his son. He tries to convert him to the dark side, and Luke just does not do it. And it's deep. One of the biggest plot twists of all time. Darth Vader is the father of Luke Skywalker.
Bro, I was gonna watch it later, man.
Oh, did I spoil it? It's only been out for 39 years. Going on 40 next year. But if you haven't seen it yet, you're uncultured, and it's been out for 39 years. So how have you not watched it yet? But on to your number 3, Elliot.
I put Baby Driver, and I know it's not the best film.
That's
However,
interesting.
it's a fun movie.
I really, really, really like music, and I'm constantly wearing headphones. So you can probably tell by me having AirPods and wired on me. I never have, like, this is the longest I've been in probably weeks without an earbud in my ear listening to music. And the constant soundtrack in that film, the constant music playing, the gunshots to the beats, him always having earbuds in his
all the
ear too.
shifting and all that.
Yeah, and like when in the scene where the cops pull up on the dude and his like girlfriend, and he has the PLR 16s, and he's like, and it's just really well done, and the plot's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. I had fun with that.
And the ending too, man.
Yeah.
On to your number 3, Buster.
Number 3 is the best slasher movie of all time. This is Halloween by John Carpenter.
Oh,
Horror classic. Love it to death, man.
did you like?
This movie is spooky as hell.
Do you like the series as a whole, or just
No.
no? Did you like the new one?
Yes.
New one
I
was
like the
good.
new one.
I've only
New
seen the
one's
first
good.
one and the new one.
I saw the new one. That's the only movie I've seen that you haven't mentioned.
It's pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
is
liked the when I don't care. I'm gonna spoil it. when he stomps on Dr. Sartain's head and
God.
it just explodes.
It's
all over
crazy.
his head. I
That freaked
love
me
that.
out.
It's gruesome movies.
Yeah.
It's like Michael Myers, like in his old age, realized he needed to just get to the point and stop worrying about all. Michael Myers is the scariest human.
Can he die?
Your
Anton
answer's
Chigurh.
as good as mine, dude.
Cause like I'm just thinking, Michael Myers comes into my house with like a kitchen knife.
You're dead.
He's dead,
No,
man.
dude, you're dead.
Nah, man, I don't think he like.
Think
in
all
my house,
four.
in
think
my
all-
dad's office, for example, how our house is in the
Michael
bathroom.
Myers, dude.
He has a secret cabinet, or I might not. He has a shotgun in his bathroom in case the shit goes down. While the shit goes down,
Do you
he'd
know
get.
how many guns they had in the new Halloween?
But they were like
Yeah.
not the best gun. They were like repeating rifles and revolvers, like 38
But
caliber
he got like
revolvers.
set on
Do you
fire
think-
in
was
the chamber.
enough,
And he
dude.
was
They
like-
trapped him in a fiery basement, and he's just not there.
He just
Did he?
kinda
Did he
set
not
there.
die?
No, they like set fire to a
Dude,
whole
he was
basement. And he was
gone.
like,
Okay, well, if Michael Myers was a real human and could die in my house, he'd
Yeah,
be
but
dead.
he's not.
But he's not.
Halloween Kills coming out next October.
I don't know what that is.
It's the sequel, and then Halloween
Mhm.
ends the year after that.
just him
2020,
killing a bunch of people.
2021. That'd be good.
Okay. We'll go on to number 2. My favorite movie series of all time. It's Spielberg. Indiana Jones, but specifically, the
Last
third one, The Last Crusade, the best movie soundtrack of all time, in my
Watched that
opinion.
with you.
John Williams is amazing. This is him at his best. It's a lot like the first one. I know Spielberg hated the second, Temple of Doom.
Oh, I like that one.
And
that one.
he said, okay, let's go back to the first one. Let's use the same concepts, the same kind of plot, but let's make it a lot better and let's add the Holy Grail instead. And it's so amazing. It's amazing. It's the best ending to a trilogy I think ever. It's just so good. The father-son duo. You see Indiana Jones as a child, even though the one thing I hate about this movie is explaining Indiana Jones' past in 10 minutes and explaining everything about why he does everything. The hat, his sayings, his fear of snakes. I don't like how that was explained in 10 minutes, just like how they did that in Solo. But because
Solo
they did,
sucked.
it sucked. It's the worst.
sucked.
It's
It
the
was so
worst Star
bad.
Wars movie of all time. But other than that, it's so good. It's so whole. I like young Indiana Jones, other than the explaining everything in 10 minutes.
Have you seen the Young Indiana Jones series?
I need to watch that. My
seen
manager
any
from
of 'em.
Chick-fil-A, who just moved back to Pennsylvania, hope he's watching this because I think he'd like this a lot. He told me to watch it all the time. I need to watch it. I've been telling myself that, but I haven't watched it
I
yet.
haven't watched them either. They,
Apparently,
I think
they're
they were
really
on
good.
Hulu for a while, but they might not be anymore.
Okay, we'll go on to your number 2, Elliot.
I put Saving Private Ryan.
Awesome.
It's
It's the best Tom Hanks movie.
best
Other than
Tom Hanks movie.
maybe Toy Story. I like Toy Story a lot, dude. It's a good kids movie.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I liked
yeah.
Captain Phillips.
Dude, really?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I like that movie.
Yeah, it's not. That's not accurate at all, though.
Yeah.
No, but I liked it.
Saving Private Ryan. I thought the best part of it was all of them die in the end, except the one who was so resistant to killing. They all go over there, and it's like they all slowly but surely kill so many people. Like the guys that put their hands up in the D-Day scene, and they say in Polish, "We are not German. We are Polish. We did not fight. We do not want to fight." And then they just and like the scene where, in the very end, when the Nazi dude stabs him through the heart, and he's going as he drills this knife into this dude's heart. And
That's tough to watch, man.
Tough.
it is tough to watch.
That's the part that got me.
But like that part gets me because, and watching it originally, you think like Upham, like go up the stairs and shoot this dude. But then you realize like Upham is like the example of purity in the movie. He's like the example of innocence. He doesn't. All these guys are blowing brains out and bombing people and catching them, burning them alive, doing whatever they can to kill. And this kid all the while is just like, shit, man, I was supposed to be an accountant. I was supposed to like be a secretary for the army or whatever he was supposed to be. And in the end, he maintains his innocence even though he kills someone. That's the best part of the movie.
Okay, Buster.
We at number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2. This is the least accessible movie on this whole list. Most people that watch movies would like this, but most people that just don't really care about movies, I don't think they'd care for it at all. It's a tough movie to get through. It's probably the most heartbreaking movie of all time. It's really hard to watch. It's weird and scary and uncomfortable, and it has the best sound design maybe of any movie ever. This is the only movie, and definitely the only movie that's ever like breached a new emotional, existential level for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like most movies, like that do that for people, just don't really do that. Most things, like most music, doesn't really do that. This movie does. This movie is Eraserhead by David Lynch. This is a tough movie.
Freaked me out.
Did you see it?
I tried to watch it. Freaked me
You
out.
need to watch it again. I can't recommend this movie enough. You gotta watch it until it hits you.
Freaked me out, man. The chick in the radio.
My brother and I bought a bunch of David Lynch movies on Blu-ray at the beach this year, and we watched this movie. And like beforehand, like we were having fun and we were eating like candy and stuff. And when it was over, he was just like, "Night, I'm going to bed." We didn't talk about it. We didn't say anything about it. He just went to bed. I went to bed. We knew what we got out of it. It was just so upsetting. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You just
Seems
gotta
like
see
a very strange movie.
it. It is.
Okay, we'll go ahead to the number ones because I gotta leave here in a second. I might leave you guys to end it. I might have to give you guys the keys. Well, my favorite movie of all time is Shawshank Redemption. We talked about this earlier. It's so fulfilling yet so sad and depressing, and it is the best movie of all time according to IMDb or IMDb. It's not out yet though, so it doesn't count. It may be better than Shawshank, but it's my favorite movie of all time. It's changed my life. It's changed my perspective on life. Yeah. Hey, thanks for everything today. I gotta head out.
See you later, blower.
Okay, bye guys.
Which mic is you?
I better go out and put out the.
It was nice meeting you, man.
Hey, nice meeting you. We need to.
Do this again.
We'll
Oh,
see
yeah,
the wall,
dude.
man. Whenever we watch it, we're bringing you.
Oh, dude,
Whenever we watch
the wall, dude.
Eraserhead,
Hey.
Man, I'm free. We can do it anytime. I don't got jack to
You
do.
can switch if you'd like
I live
to.
right there, so.
You can.
Yeah.
You can
Right
sit
here.
right here.
And he's your neighbor, so
You
he
can
can
get a
come.
better mic.
Nice.
I mean,
Right here, we'll watch it in the basement, dude.
Hell
dude,
yeah.
for sure. We'll get a reaction.
Basement review episode.
Yeah, review episode.
Bye.
Let's see you around, blower.
Yeah, dude, it was sweet.
We gotta hang out sometime, man.
I'm putting on my shoes, so keep talking.
All right.
Joseph, you do your number one.
Alright. I put No Country for Old Men for my number one because it was about the first movie that. Was I muted?
That
yeah,
mic
but
wasn't on.
Mike may have
Oh,
picked it
yeah.
up over there.
Oh. It was like the first time I'd actually like looked into a movie and like thought like damn, that like the camera angles on that scene are like so good. The shots are like perfect. The plot's perfect. It's like dark. It's super suspenseful. It keeps you on edge.
Oh yeah, the whole time.
Yeah, it's like probably like the first one that's like really like it's like a captivating thing. And I don't watch a lot of movies, so
If you're gonna watch a movie, that's a good one to watch.
yeah, I watched it like 3 or 4 times because it's just like so good, and
It's
you
great,
can
man.
pick up things each time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
how he checks his shoes and
Yeah,
The
it's crazy.
sound in that movie.
it's real good.
My God, when he's like taking off the boots, you can hear the blood like sliding on the leather and
It's like really like it takes you in.
in the coin toss scene. When he flips the coin,
Yeah.
you can hear the coin like bing, and then just on the tape.
And the way I don't know what the actor's name is, but Anton's actor, the way he did it, his performance was like
played
really
him.
good. It's a Spanish actor.
Yeah, his name's on the tip of my tongue.
I can't remember, but
He also played the bad guy in Skyfall.
yeah,
he did a great job.
yeah, very good. What's your number one, Elliot?
Hold up, I'm looking up who played Anton Chigurh.
Yeah, we need to.
Javier Bardem.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
he
man, he does
kills it.
he does a killer job. He's a stud in real life too. He completely transformed his body for that movie.
So what
his
else?
head
Tommy
at
Jones
least.
does a good job too.
Yeah.
And I guess Josh Brolin does. He just kind of plays a blank slate, though. Just kind of runs around, does cowboy stuff.
It was weird. I didn't think that's who it played that.
Josh Brolin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think Thanos was
Thanos
the guy.
got killed
Cable and Thanos.
got
Dude.
murdered. He got destroyed by Anton Chigurh.
Kills a lot of people in that movie, though. My number one film is an Adam Sandler comedy by the name of Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Nope.
No, I'm just kidding. It's Pulp Fiction by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, that's fair.
Imagine.
Fair. I'm not surprised.
Don't mess with the Zohan.
Don't mess. That movie sucks.
Sucks. It's so lame. But yeah, man, Pulp Fiction. Every bit of it's amazing. It's edgy as all could be. It makes gun violence look cool, even though it isn't. Gun violence is not cool
You love gun violence.
in movies, not in real life. No one should get shot
Yeah,
in real life.
Yeah.
Very bad in real life. But yeah, man, it makes gun violence look just awesome. Makes so many like things that aren't awesome just cool. Like and like it's got so many it's just great. Every actor in that movie, whether they played a waiter or whether it was Bruce Willis or whoever, just does an outstanding job. Like just a really, really good job. And Quentin Tarantino did a really good job directing it and writing it, of course. And yeah, and also, man, it managed to make heroin look cool. Like the least cool thing you could do in the world besides murder and rape. Look really cool. Like he's like cruising, jamming out after doing a bunch of heroin.
I don't know. Heroin can be pretty cool. Like, Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. Everybody from the band Failure.
Love Nirvana.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix did he do heroin?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I always thought he just.
All those jazz singers. Heroin.
You know, Jimi Hendrix died, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people say it was a heroin overdose, but
Yeah, I think it was.
he was
It was probably everything.
Well, my teacher did a thesis on it, and he was on a bender of drugs for like 3 or 4 days straight,
Yeah.
right? So he tells his bandmates he's going on I think he's driving or going on a bus or somewhere. He's gonna sleep through the weekend. Okay, so he takes sleeping pills, takes sleeping medication, overdoses in his sleep, vomit, chokes, and dies.
Oh man.
That's what you told me.
Yeah, man.
Didn't you say the lead singer of like I can't remember. You said someone went on like a huge bender and died because of it.
Chris Farley went on a bender and died of it. You know what Chris Farley was doing?
Huh.
He's doing speedball. It's
Really?
where you get cocaine and heroin. You do the line of it. That's like what
I
caused
thought
him
he
to die.
just died because he was fat.
He did die because he was fat, but the cocaine and the heroin didn't help his heart
It's a bad combo.
too much. It's a bad combo being fat and doing heroin and cocaine.
Heart can't handle that much.
Yeah, man.
Oh, poor Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Legend.
He was funny while he lasted, I guess.
He was funny, man. You seen his like old SNL skits?
Oh yeah.
So funny. Like the one with David Spade where he's like doing something. I forget what it is exactly, but he's like it's like a house sitting commercial. He's like, "Let the boy watch your house," and he's like, "I'll do a good job. I'll water all the plants and all this." And then he comes back and he's like, "Let the boy let your dogs out."
Yeah, he was loud, man.
He was a loud man.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Alright. My number one movie ever. I said this in the science fiction ones too, because he was also the number one there. It's Alien. I love Alien. I love the sound design. I love the set design. I love the monster design. I love the characters. I love the acting. I love the story. I love how secluded it is. It's like you take the thing, multiply it by 100, put it in space, and you have Alien. And I love it. I think it's the best movie ever. Everybody carries their performances so well.
Yeah.
I love it. The human element is nailed. The alien is the best alien from anything ever. Because it could have been from hell.
He's cool looking too.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it.
That one's called, in Aliens, they become more of like a hive mind type thing, like ants. But the one in Alien 1 is based on, there's an artist named H.R. Giger. And again, I talked about this in the first one, but dude saw into a biomechanical hell world, and that's where this alien came from.
It's onto a what?
Biomechanical hell world. LSD is a crazy drug, and like all these phallic shapes and ribs, and that's why it's so creepy.
My friend
it's
is
so
showing me his art.
biologically uncomfortable.
It is.
And they make a monster out of it, make a movie about it. You got Alien, and if you notice, like everything on these aliens looks like either a sort of genitalia, like the face hugger, the bottom of that where it's attached to your face looks like a orifice, and the aliens, like the full-grown xenomorph's head looks like a phallus, and I don't know, it's so creepy, it's so
It's a weird movie. I've seen so many scenes from it, but I never sat down and watched it all the way through.
I watch Alien, man. It's about an hour and 57 minutes maybe.
How many times have you watched it?
A lot.
Man,
Yeah.
when we watched The Wall, we gotta watch Alien.
You gotta watch Alien, you gotta watch The Wall, gotta watch Eraserhead.
Did we do honorable mentions? Do you do honorable mentions? Like a Watch Mojo video?
No, but we can do 'em.
I thought of one. I forgot it. You say yours.
I gotta think, man. My
Yeah,
honorable
Happy Gilmore
mention,
was my
if I could
honorable
get one or two. Should we do one of them, two of them? Or
Just whatever, man.
I'd say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would be one.
Was that really good?
Did you see it?
No.
It's pretty
I was
good.
gonna go before school started, but I didn't.
If you like movies and you like Hollywood a lot,
That's
it's a fire movie to watch.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, and Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. Whew. And probably my second honorable mention would be, I don't know, man. There's so many movies.
There are.
It's hard to pick just one.
I wish I could have fit into the topic better. I didn't know anything about what y'all were saying.
It's good, dude.
I'd say
Yeah.
Pineapple Express, man.
That's funny.
I've watched it probably 100 times.
I'm just gonna throw out a couple here. I'm gonna throw out The Godfather Part 2, Aliens, even Prometheus. I'm gonna throw out there. Mulholland Drive, David Lynch.
I'd say Goodfellas is one.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's
it, man.
for me.
Hmm.
Thank you guys for coming on. Sorry Blowers abandoned us.
It's fine.
But yeah, and thank you, George Waite. We're gonna do another giveaway probably next time. We will get you that card just as soon as this episode goes up. Don't want to spoil it for anybody. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. Again, we hope you keep going. Please like, share, and comment. Or if you don't want to comment, just like, share, and subscribe, so that we can keep growing and bring you guys better content. We got a lot of big ideas beyond this even, and we'd like to bring it to you as soon as we could. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Can I do something real quick?